Hello and welcome to the show, and welcome to Serebryanyy Shtyk. These are the adventures of a Russian specialist unit tasked with combating otherworldly evils across war-torn Europe and beyond. I'll be using Sliver Bayonet solo rules with a random card activation for each unit member. This is the third scenario from the main rulebook, the Troll Hunts. So let's meet the team. They're led by Baron Igor Jerkov. Attribute-wise, he has great faith and is inspiring. Ivan the Impaler is a veteran hunter. He's hard to put down. Known only as the Priest, the champion of faith has miracles and is a supernatural veteran. The remainder of the unit consists of Gorky, a grenadier, and 2 infantrymen, Clanker and Clinker. They've already lost 2 of their comrades. Can the unit survive and return to base? Having secured the treasures of the chapel, the Serebryanyy Shtyk begin the long march back to friendly territory. Before they reach the edge of the forest, they feel eyes starting to watch them. They eventually call a halt for the night, posting a double watch, and hope they can get some sleep and escape the accursed forest on the morning. The Clanker and Clinker are on guard, and the Baron wakes up first, or tries to. Needs 16 and gets a +3. So the Baron is awake. But he's got 2 fatigue markers on him. But I think at the moment he'll just stay there. Clanker activates now. You can see some beady eyes looking at him from the forest there, so he is going to fire and reload. The Goblin will get Master of Cover, so it's a -2 to hit, which becomes -1 because of Clanker's accuracy. And that is 11, which is not good enough. Goblin's defense is actually 15, which is pretty hard anyway. The final activation for the unit is 3, which is Ivan. Interestingly, his courage is 0. I thought he might be better than that with a veteran hunter. Anyway, let's see if he can wake up. It's +1, so that is 17. 18, yes, he's awake. Pops out of the tent, but a bit weary. He'll immediately swing round and again open fire on this Goblin over here. Will be net 0. That fatigue 12, that's not good enough, he misses and he'll reload. Right, so this Goblin here is going to sneak over to the rough ground. This Goblin come over here. This one will come over here. And this one is going to come down here, very close to old Clanker there. Priest will activate. Courage of +3, +1 for turn 1, so it's +4 on this roll. He awakens. Fantastic. And he is going to rush this Goblin. First of all, he's got to do a task check for melee to get in there with courage. He's +3 on this, needs 12. Which is 14, so he's in, so the hypnosis doesn't work from the Goblin here. He'll get up to here. This is rough terrain. So he sprints the rest of it, which is fine, and now they're in melee. So the Priest swings into action. He's +0 for the melee, which 15, which is a hit, damage of 5, which is reduced to 1. Goblin will strike back at -3 because of weakened by faith. So he gets 11, 8, that is a miss. And the Priest will back off. Finally, the Priest has done something. Next to try and get up is Gorky. +2. 12. No. The big Grenadier sleeps on. And Clinker, well, he's already awake. Unfortunately for him, he's within 6 inches of this Goblin, so his musket won't work. So he's going to have to run in and melee with it. First of all, a hypnotic check, which he fails. So he goes up, but cannot make a melee. That's the end of turn. First things first, another Goblin appears, and the fatigue tokens are off. Second turn, it's the Priest to activate first. Again, he'll try and engage the Goblin here, pass the hypnotic check. 11 +2 is enough, so he is in. Needs a 15. doesn't get it, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to re-roll that one. So the skill die from the pool is a 9. What a good re-roll. So that's 19 for 10 damage, reduced by 4 is another 6. So that goblin is reeling, still alive, and it will strike back and misses. The priest will back away. Next to activate is Ivan. So here he is. He's going to fire at this goblin over here, who will get some cover. So it's -2, +2 for him, so it's net 0. Needs 15. Ooh, just about gets that. With 9 damage, reduced by 4 is 5. And he'll reload. Next to activate is Clanker. He's going to have to go in on this goblin here. Now interestingly, I haven't done it so far, but he is inspiring, therefore he can get a +1 on the courage for his check. He's 12. 13, 14, he's in. Melee is +1. But that's not enough. Goblin will fight back. Needs a 13, net 0. Oh, it's a critical hit. Oh my lordy. It's going to be 12 damage on Clanker, which will kill him off. So I've got to do a damage reduction save. That's the last special die. Oh, the 10 was nearly there, wasn't it? It's 4, which is halved to 2. But I think he's still killed. Because he had 12 damage on him. And he's only got 10 health. So, sorry Clanker, you're gone, mate. Disaster for the unit. So this goblin will close with the priest. -3. No effect. Priest will fight back -1. Needs a good roll, doesn't get it. So the goblin backs away. This goblin moves in on Clinker. Net 0 for melee for the goblin. Needs a 13, gets 12. Ooh, lucky. And Clinker will fight back at +1. Was a miss, so the goblin will back away. However, this goblin will zoom in. Clinker's in some bother here, so it's net 0 attack from the goblin, which is pathetic, misses. And he will fight back, also net 0, and misses as well. So that goblin will back away. This goblin comes in and attacks the Baron. Net 0. That is a miss. Baron will fight back. He's +2. Which is 19. Fantastic hit. 4 damage on the goblin. And this goblin here will weave his way through the rough ground and come here. And now the Baron will activate. Weapons won't work, so he's got to go in for the melee. Can actually pass the hypnosis check. 12 required with a +2 here. Ooh, just. Right, he's in. Goblin's already damaged, so that's +1 on the roll, needs 15. He doesn't get it, so that's a miss. Goblin will strike back at 0. That -1 because of the fatigue also misses, and the Baron will have to back away. Next card up is 6, which is Clinker. Well, here he is. He's got 2 fatigue tokens. He can't take on the goblins with that. He can't fire at them, so he's going to make a move for this clue marker. He's picked up the Queen of Spades. That is a bag of iron nails. So cold iron for Clinker. Final activation is 4, which is Gawky. Can he wake up? +2 on this roll. He is awake. So out he comes. He's outside of 6 inches. He will fire at this goblin here. He's on +1, which is 17, which is a hit. And the goblin will take 5 damage. Gawky will reload. That's the end of turn. And another goblin will arrive. So at the moment, the unit is hemmed in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 goblins there surrounding the camp. The priest is desperately trying to fight this one off in the rough ground. And Clinker has gone away there and got a bag of iron, so he can start peppering them with some shot, potentially. This is turn 3. They're all awake, which is good news. And I think in the distance there's a rumbling and the troll's on his way. So first to activate is the priest. Got to try and finish this goblin off. Needs to get in for the melee, so it's a check of 12 with a +3. Ooh, which he does easily. Anyway, he's in for a melee. The priest is on 0. He's got to hit 15. Whoa, look at that, he does 16 with 4 points of damage, and I'm afraid, goblin, you're gone. Next to activate is the Baron. Alright, the Baron's in here. He'll move to this goblin. Got to do a hypnosis check. He's +2. It's cocky. Ooh, he makes that just. His melee is also +2, which is 14, which is not enough. Goblin will strike back. 0. And he misses. So Baron will back away. And we'll go straight to the monsters. So this chap will go straight in. Net 0. -1 actually. So that becomes 13. Ooh, but the Baron's defense is 14. Can you believe it? Right, lucky there. It's +1 now for the Baron. Critical hit. So that is going to be 10 damage, 12 damage. Less 4 is 8. So Goblin, afraid you've gone, mate. It's 2 down. Well done, the Baron. Well, this Goblin here will rush in for Clinker. Net 0 is a miss. Clinker will fight back at +1. 13, 14, that's also a miss. So Goblin will back away. Next Goblin will come into attack. Net 0 to hit. That's a miss. Clinker will fight back at net 0 as well because that fatigue. That is also a miss, unfortunately. Goblin will back away. This Goblin here start making his way in. Gorky. Right, unfortunately for Gorky, he's within 6 inches of this Goblin, so he's going to move over here, which he can do quite easily. He will fire at this Goblin, still outside of 6 inches, and then be unloaded. 0 for accuracy because he's moved. Wow, what a fantastic hit there. 19 with 10 points of damage, reduced to 6, but he already had 5, so Goblin has gone. That's 3 down for them. And Clinker's up next. Well, again, he's got 2 fatigues, so I don't want him fighting this Goblin here. I think he will relocate back to this tent here. And final card up is Ivan the Impaler. He's going to have to get dirty fighting this one. Hypnosis check first. Can he do it? 14. Yes, he can. He does melee with +2, which is 16. That is a hit for 9 points of damage. Less 4, so that's 5 on that Goblin. And the Goblin will strike back net 0. 10. That is a miss. So Ivan will have to back away. And that is the end of the turn. Looking down on the camp from the edge of the table, it's the end of turn 3, I'm afraid. The trolls arrived. First to activate is the priest. And although it's very close to the troll, he's going to go to that clue marker. He's out of line of sight, actually. He's got the ace of spades. Not now, Lemmy. And that is ideal firewood. All investigating figures' melee attacks count as fire for the rest of the game. Don't know whether he's going to take the troll on with that, though. Next one up is Clinker. He's going to close with this Goblin here. Makes the hypnosis check easily enough. He's on the melee. +1. Which is 15. That's a hit. For 9 points of damage. -4 is 5. And that is the Goblin gone again. That's 4 down. Well done, Clinker. However, we'll stay there, and that Goblin will come straight in. Net 0. That's a miss. Clinker will fight back at net 0 as well. That is also a miss. Goblin will back away. This Goblin here will start to make his way towards Clinker. Can't quite get there. And the troll will activate. He'll rip up some trees and chuck it straight at the Baron, who's closest and in line of sight. He can't see the priest over to his left. +1 for accuracy. Yeah, and that's a hopeless 5, so it goes sailing past the Baron. So next to activate is Gorky. He will reload and move over here. Can't quite get to melee. Next to activate is Ivan. There he is. He can't fire, so I guess he's just got to go straight in for the melee. +2. 15, that is a hit with 3 points of damage, but damage reduction, that is no effect. Goblin will strike back at -1. no effect. So Ivan will back away. So the final activation of the turn is the Baron, and he will move over here out of line of sight of the Troll. End of turn. And another Goblin appears. It's now turn 5. The unit can start to extract after this turn. First up is Ivan. And again, he's into the Goblin there. +2 on melee. Whoa, look at that. That's a crunching hit with 6 points of damage. Goblin will fight back, which is a miss. Ivan will back away. Clinker, well, that's handy. He's going to go straight in there, see if he can finish that Goblin off. +1 for melee. Oh, look at that. A smashing 1920 with 5 points of damage. So, yes, Goblin gone. I'll leave that fatigue marker there. They're mullering these little chaps. But it's the monster's turn now, and this Goblin will zoom in on Gorky. Net 0. 9 is a miss. Gorky will fight back. +1. That is a miss. Goblin will back away. And this Goblin here will start to make his way towards the camp. Right, the Troll's out of range for throwing things, so he's got to make a move. He only goes 5. I'm guessing they'll get 2 actions like everybody else. So he's moved. He will throw at the Baron. So it's net 0. 10. Fail. Another big rock goes hurtling past the Baron's head. The Priest is up next. Well, here he is. He's a bit isolated. You've got Mr. Troll over there, and there's a Goblin over that way. So I think what he's going to do is come over here. He's hiding from the Troll there at the moment. I'll leave him there. Now it's the Baron. I think he just needs to keep his distance. He's going to go over here, trying to keep as far away from the Troll as possible. And final activation is Gorky here. I think, yeah, he'll turn. And he will move in on the Goblin there. But he doesn't make contact. End of turn. Right, it's the Priest. Now you can start to extract from the campsite now. And I'm going to get them all to go off one way, which is where the Baron is leading, off the right hand side. So unfortunately for the Priest, who's just activated, he's going to be finding that difficult. He'll go 2 there, another 4, and then he's going to sprint, which he doesn't do, so he goes another 2. Clinker. We'll turn around here and get in on the Goblin. +1 melee. Look at that. For 2 points of damage only, though. Goblin will fight back. Net 0. No, useless. Clinker will back away. Right, monster's turn. We'll stay with them. He'll go straight back in. -1 for the fatigue for the Goblin. That is a miss. Clinker will fight back. Also net 0 because of the fatigue. That is also a miss. Goblin will back away. This Goblin will rush into Gorky. Net 0. Miss. Gorky will fight back. Also a miss. Goblin will back away. Right, the Troll is going to throw at the Priest. Line of sight there. +1. He is going to be 16, which is a hit for 9 damage on the Priest. Ooh, he's very badly wounded. The Priest is massively hurting after that. He's got his miracles, but you can't do it on yourself. So he's got to get out of there ASAP. He's only got 1 health left. He's suffering big style. The Baron's up now. Pistol's only got 6-inch range, so I don't think he's going to do anything. Really, he's just going to stay there and call over to the others. On me. Next to activate is Ivan. I think he'll go in for that Goblin there. +2 on the melee. Which is 17, 5 damage, less 4 is 1. So the Goblin's up to 3 damage. He will fight back at -1 and misses. Ivan will back away. And final card, Gorky. Well, here he is. He's got 1 fatigue. What's he going to do? I think he's going to go into this one and attack him. So here he is. He wants to be going in that direction anyway, so he'll try and get rid of the goblin when he's there. Net 0 because of the fatigue, which is a good hit. 17, 7 damage, reduced by 4 to 3. Goblin's on 6. He's hanging in there. And the goblin is -2, which is a miss. Gorky will have to back away. And that's the end of turn. First card up. Ooh, that's a nice one. The priest needs to get out of there seriously quick. He will go 6 inches this way, hobbling as fast as he can, and attempt to sprint, which he doesn't do, so he just goes another 2 inches. He's not off the table yet. Clinker will go in on this goblin. He'll turn and face him. This goblin is a tough little bugger. He's surrounded by 3 of the unit and he's still fighting on. +1 for Clinker. 14. Oh, that's just a miss. Goblin will fight back at net 0. Oh, another critical hit. Oh dear, oh dear. And I'm afraid that is him. Gone. Disaster. Again. Right, well he's going to steam straight into Ivan. -1. Can't repeat it. Ivan will hit back at +2. Oh, there we go. Finally, that goblin succumbs. He did a lot of damage before he went. There's only one goblin left, and it's this little chap here. He's running into Gorky. They're suicidal. Gorky will turn and face. Net 0 for the goblin. 13. Oh, Gorky's defense is 14. That's just a miss. Gorky will fight back at +1. And smashes a 20 with 5 points of damage. Goblin backs away. Alright, Mr. Troll, pick up another rock and chuck it at Ivan. Look out. He's on +1, which is 15, and that's a hit. 5 damage, but it's +2 because he's very strong. 7 damage on old Ivan there. He can't do anything about it. Down to 5. Next to activate is the Baron. Well, he's off the table. He's gone. Gorky, he's running after him. And he'll now sprint, which he doesn't do, but he goes another 2, so he's up there with the priest. And Ivan will activate. He will go over here, and he will sprint. He does make it, and he is off the table, limping. End of turn. Right, first card up is the priest. That's him, he's safe. The goblin is still chasing after them. And the troll will move 5 only. He's going to get one last throw at Gorky just as he disappears in the trees. +1 to hit. 11. It misses, just crashes past Gorky's head. And he is the last man to activate, and he's off the table. Ooh, by the skin of their teeth. Indeed, a little bit of tail between the legs there from the unit, and Clanker and Clinker going down at the hands of the evil goblins, with Ivan and the priest also suffering severe wounds. There's only 4 of the Serebryanyy Shtyk left. Can they make the last mile? From an experience points perspective, they only get 3 points actually. Poor on the clue markers. The troll obviously was not killed, and only 4 soldiers of the unit exited the table. Well, another cracking game. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope you did too. Difficult times for the Serebryanyy Shtyk. They've got one more scenario to go before they reach safety. Hope you can join me then. See you next time.